How y'all doing tonight? Tonight we're going to be cooking a good tasty southern dish. It's going to be made with pork chops. It's going to be kind of stuffed pork chops, but not really. We're going to kind of just put the stuffing on top of them. These guys are going to be some big pork chops, so it's going to be hard to get that and get them wrapped up around that stuff. Anyway, we're going to do partly on the grill and partly in the oven. It's going to be real good. Y'all got to try this one. It's a really tasty dish. We're going to get started making that stuff in here in just a second. So I got me a skillet on medium-high heat. And by this first ingredient, you all know this stuff's going to be, it's going to be the truth. It's going to be good. I got about a pound of diced up Andouille sausage. Man, you can smell that smoke. Let's go ahead and put this down in here. Now, it's sitting fully cooked, just smoked, so we don't have to go ahead and cook it in this skillet. Okay, so you want to get this cooking and just brown this sausage down. Man, it smells good. Okay, now if this sausage is browned down beautifully, I'm going to just take me a slotted spoon and put it aside. I'm not draining oil off. I'm putting this in a metal bowl. I'm not sitting on a paper towel. So it's just going to add some wonderful flavor to what we're going to do next. So go ahead and get this sausage out of here. Get it moved off to the bowl. Okay, now that I set that sausage to the side, leave that oil in there, let it heat up. I got me about 1 minced onion. Got me a sweet onion of Vidalia here. We'll go ahead and put it in the pan, and we're going to brown it down. I keep the mess to a minimal here. Watch, just clean this range here this morning. Okay, what I'm doing here, I'm just cooking some of the water out of these onions to see how they're taking on that beautiful, almost just light brown color. I'm soaking up all that wonderful oil from that andouille. It's just really, really good. I'm just letting them cook here for a minute more, and I'm going to go ahead and pour them in there with the sausage. Okay, the onions look done. Starting to get translucent, a little bit caramelized, so I'm going to take this off, just put it in there with my sausage. Okay, now I'm going to move off the stove here for a minute. So I've got the sausage, onion in here. Go ahead and add some minced garlic. Get a little wallop of that. I'll stir this together. Wow, it really smells good. And that's some wonderful stuff right there. I mean, what's better? Smoked sausage, onion, and garlic all mixed together. I mean, that could be a meal right there. I mean, that is just fabulous. So I'm going to go ahead and get that mixed in, then we'll add some other ingredients. And then we got that in there. Let's go ahead and add a few green onions to give it a nice little flavor. Okay. Nice, almost a whole stalk. I'm going to save some for the garnish. There we go. Alright, so we got a few green onions in there. Go ahead and mix those on in. So we can give it some nice flavor and color. What we're going to add is about 2 cups of long grain wild rice. Now, I just bought this cook in a bag kind of. It's hot. Show you here, this Uncle Ben's. You know, you can make it yourself if you want to. Whatever. This just saves a little step here. It's easy to do. And for stuffing, this stuff is fine to me. So, that's 2 little bags. This was about a cup in each bag. So I'm going to go ahead and stir this in here. And this is basically going to make the base for our stuffing. Another good thing about using a pre-mixed rice like this, it has a little seasoning in it already. So you don't have to worry about adding any salt or anything like that. And man, that smells awfully good to me. Okay, now what we're going to do is transfer this wonderful mixture into this Pyrex pan here. You'll see why here shortly. But go ahead and get this in here, and we'll get it spread out. Now honestly, you could probably make a meal out of this right here, and I tell you what, it's some kind of fine. But you know, we're going to add some pork chops to it. So what we'll do is just spread this out lightly. You don't want to pack it down. You don't take nothing and pack it at all. That's not what we're trying to achieve here. You just want to keep this loosely in this dish here, the way allow nothing to burn, anything like that. Now what I'm going to do, we'll get a cap. I'm going to cover this, or cover this in tinfoil. Just cover this, and we'll set this aside here on the counter. I'll prepare what else we need. But that's done, that part's great. Okay, now it's time to start on one of the most important parts of this whole thing, the glaze. Alright, I'm going to get some, what I've got is raspberry preserves here. You see, it's a pan I got on heat, about medium or so. Get some of them out. I made some of this glaze about a week ago for some tenderloins. That's why I'm missing most of my preserves. Hope we got enough here. Think we will. Okay. Now, turn this heat down low. Stir these preserves around. Last more liquid. We got some teriyaki sauce, okay? There's no exact measurements, you just kind of see. Let's see, that was about 1 tablespoon. Let's 2, 3, maybe 4 tablespoons. Okay? Stir that in there. It looks real good. Now, got some hoisin sauce. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this nice hoisin sauce. Has a nice sweet taste to it as well. Alright, I'm going to keep my heat down low. Let that simmer just for a minute. Just keep stirring it. Like sit on this lower heat. I'm just going to keep stirring this. Let all this break down. And we'll taste it. Okay, I wanted to get the rest of the stuff out of the bottom of this jar. I was going to add it anyway, so I put a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce in there. Just mix it with what was left in the bottom of that jar. Go ahead and stir that in there too. Just keep this on a low heat. Okay, now that I get everything, all the jam melted down and everything, or my preserves, I've got 1 or 2 adobo chilies, chipotle chilies in adobo sauce. And I've said this before, what I do is I buy them in the can, and that's what you can do. Put you about 2 of them out of the can in here, but I only use about 2. I think there's about 7 or 8 in each can, so I take those others that I don't use for a recipe and I just freeze them. So that was about 2 frozen. I'm going to put it in here and just let those mix in here, and that's going to bring that wonderful smoky flavor with a little bit of spice to it. And that's the secret in this glaze. That smoky spice to that sweet. That's really, really good. And now that I brought it up to a bubble one more time, I'm just going to turn the heat off of it, and we're going to leave it alone. Just sit there and steep until we're ready for it here in a bit. Now let's turn our attention to the chops here. We've got some wonderful, let's see if I can zoom out any. Move back some. Butterfly pork chops. Some really nice center cut pork chops. Nice and thick. I did marinate them for about 30 minutes before this, and just some pork marinade, just some generic stuff I have from the store. You can marinate them. You don't have to. I just want to put a little extra flavor on them, so that's what I did. So I get my grill hot, and go ahead and stick these out in the grill. Alright, now we set up out here. We got the chops ready, grill ready. We ready to go. Get over here. I'm going to stand in front of the whole show to make sure y'all can see. I'm going to flip you around. Okay, I'm going to get my pork chops on. Oh yeah. There we go. Now, we'll let those go 2 minutes on each side. Get a good sear on them. Meanwhile, sit here, have some pop. Okay, after a couple minutes, we'll flip them over to the other side. Oh yeah, look at this nice sear marks we're getting. We'll get a couple minutes on that side. After they've been a couple minutes on that side, I took them off. I set them right in that tray with that rice. I'm going to put the cover on them. Did that for a reason. All that juice that was in there is going to soak in that rice. As much as we'd like for these to be done right now, they're not. They've just gone through the first part of the cooking, the searing process. Okay, so I've got my oven preheated to about 375. I'm going to go through this next step. Like I said, I've got them in here on this wonderful bed of rice. And what we're going to do, get it to where you can see, I'm going to take that wonderful glaze that we made. Okay, the raspberry chipotle glaze. Pull up that glaze over these chops before we get them to go cooking in the oven. And this is also going to make a nice little crust on here. We'll go ahead and get this beautiful glaze on here. We'll spread it around, get it even, just like that. I'll flip them over and get glaze on the other side. You know, when they've got a nice little glaze, take just a tad, some dried rosemary, sprinkle that on top, just for some aromatics. It's really good to smell from that. Okay, just a little bit there. Come in with a little bit of fresh thyme. Just let a little bit of thyme over this pork. Just on each piece. Just a little sprig or two. And this will, as it cooks, it will release some of its flavor. But I like to leave it still in the whole sprig, that way I can take it off, you know, without making a big huge mess. Because of course you don't want to eat those thyme stems. I'll go ahead and put that on there like so. There we go. There we go. Okay. Looks gorgeous. Let's go ahead and get this in the oven for about 30 minutes on about 375. Another wonderful ingredient I'm going to use in this dish. I got some wonderful smoked Gouda. Beautiful cheese. I'm going to shred a little bit of this. It's a nice smoky taste. In about the last 5 or 10 minutes that the pork is cooking, I'm going to sprinkle it on top. I'm going to share with you a little secret too about shredding. If you just have a cheese shredder like this, or the one that stands up, if you put it in the freezer for a while before you go to use it, it makes it a whole lot easier. The cheese didn't really want to stick to it. It just comes off so much nicer. Okay, I just took these out. They look wonderful. They've been there about 30 minutes. We'll get those spice pieces of spice stuff off the top of that thyme, and we're getting ready to melt that cheese on. Sorry, I had to go wash my hands and everything. Now, so we're going to put these pork chops right here, get the rice and stuff off of them, on this piece of tinfoil in this sheet. What we're going to do now is we're going to melt some of that wonderful smoked Gouda on them. Okay, so we got these three sitting around here. Now there's rice. We'll stir it around. You can't see, but I just mix it around a little bit with my tongs. And I'm going to cover it. It's done. It's wonderful. It's stuffing. Okay, now I'm going to get some of this cheese on these. Actually, before I do, I'm going to hit them one more time with a little bit of this, put more of this glaze, this raspberry glaze, okay? Just get this one side with this glaze before I put the cheese on. Okay, now that I got the glaze on there, I'm going to go ahead and hit them up with this wonderful smoked Gouda. Look at that stuff. And I wish you could just even smell it. How wonderful and smoky it smells. I'm going to put too much on there. About that much on each one. It's just Gouda on there. Okay, now I got some on each one of them. I'll put them back in the oven. Turn my broiler on just for a minute. Alright, here we go. Let's make this plate now. Wow. It's a wonderful stuffing with that rice, with the Andouille. Look at that. And it's got all that wonderful pork juice in there. It's beautiful. Smells great. Go ahead and get a pork chop out. Grab it up out the oven. Oh yeah. Oh, it looks fine now. I can get it on here. Let's see there with that melted smoked Gouda cheese. Look at that. Go ahead, maybe take a little bit of this raspberry sauce that we made earlier. Just drizzle a little bit of that up on top of here. That's gonna make it real nice. That raspberry goes well with this cheese too. Actually, take a little of that cheese and dip it in this sauce. If you just had some extra, it'd be real fine. Have this with like a dry white wine, it'd be really good too. Wow. Just plenty of that sauce there. A little bit on the plate too for extra. Alright. Let's see. Maybe some green onions would be good. Get some fresh green onions there on top. Alright. A little fresh raspberry. I tell you what, that is one fine dish right there, I promise you that. Okay, so let's give it a taste. And I hate to tell y'all, this is going to be one I'm going to upload as soon as I take the taste. I'm going to sit down and enjoy this meal. Wow, look at that. Perfectly cooked. That pork, let's taste the pork first. Beautifully cooked. Let's get some of that dressing on there with that andouille. Another good bite. A+. Y'all gotta try this one, really. This is probably, I don't say this on many recipes, one of the best ones I've done. I really hope you try this. Like I said, it's not that hard to do. You saw there's some short steps, shortcuts with it. Really need to try this pork loin, this pork chop with this stuff and this raspberry sauce and that wonderful melted Gouda cheese. Give it a try. I promise you, you won't be sorry.